What's up, YouTube verse? This is your boy Donnie, and welcome to my latest edition of Donnie's Den. Now, today I would like to talk about men's feet. Weird subject, right? Not really when you consider that the majority of men are constantly on our feet. Whether it's 8, 9, 10 hours or plus at work, running errands, doing repairs or chores around the house, or just exercising and walking. I myself am an avid walker. I love to walk. But as you get older, and as older guys, after the years of wear and tear on your feet, you start developing, foot problems, foot pain. I know in the last several years that I started developing what they called was plantar fasciitis, and I think it was a little bit more also, some arthritis in the ankle. But anyway, it was really interfering with my quality of life because, again, I'm constantly on my feet at work. I'm an avid walker, so I get my exercise in, and it was really bothering me. So, I tried everything, ankle braces or whatnot, and they helped to a certain extent. But, then someone suggested I try some Skechers. So I was able to get a pair of Skechers at Sam's Club for, a reasonable price. Tried those, the thick-soled ones, and they did really work, but I wore them to death. And so, I was online and I was looking for, a good quality pair of shoes. I was interested in the Hoka shoes, but I wasn't so much interested in the Hoka price. I'm sorry, but I don't want to pay 150, 160, 70 plus dollars on just a pair of gym shoes that I'm going to use just to walk or, be at work the majority of the time. And the same with On Clouds. I wanted to get a pair of those as well, try those. But once again, that high price tag is, I don't know, not so much when I'm just going to use them for basically work and just everyday activities. And I understand if they work in this, the price would be worth it to you. And that's fine, but I was going across, again, on Amazon and came across these pair of gym shoes that really is very, very close to Hoka's. Now, mind you, I'm not endorsing the company of the shoes are made from, the brand name or Amazon or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy giving you a regular honest review of how these shoes worked out for me when I purchased them. And again, I've never had a pair of Hoka's, so I can't really say if they're as good or not as good as the Hoka's. But from what I read on the reviews, and always read your reviews, when you read your reviews, it really gives you an idea from other people, what the product is like. So that's very important. So anyway, I went ahead and I got them. They're called and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the name of them, Norvi 8s. And I'll show you right here. As you can see, they look like the Hoka's. They're pretty close to them. But I didn't get them just because, they look like Hoka's or whatnot, I got them because from what they said, there is a very good substitute, and budget friendly shoes to wear, just like the Hoka's. So, and usually I don't like to buy shoes online. I'm pretty skeptical about that because, shoes are made kind of different. Normally I wear a 10, but sometimes, a 9.5 will work. Sometimes a 10.5 will work. I know it just depends on the manufacturer of the shoe, basically. So, again, I was really kind of apprehensive about ordering shoes online, but I went ahead and I measured my foot, made sure I got an accurate measurement of it, and I said, well, you know what, I'll give it a try. So, what do I have to lose? If I can't, if it doesn't work out, I can always send them back, right, and get my money back out of them. And so I went ahead and I ordered them. A couple days later, they came in. I put them on, and they were true to size. The review says that they're a little bit wider. Some people said they was too wide for their feet, but you know, I normally got wide feet really anyway, so I got a size 10 because that's the size I wear again, and they were really pretty much true to size. I put them on, they fit perfectly. Now, when I first got them, you know, wore them a couple days at work, you know, I mean, you know, they're a little snug, not that snug where it's going to choke your feet, cut off your circulation, but you know, they were comfortable. You know, then after wearing them for, you know, 2 3 days at work, you know, like 8 hours plus at a time, and at home, and when I went on my walks or whatnot, you know, they loosened up a little bit, and you know, break them in basically, and they worked out really well. And but the point I'm trying to get though is, you know, one of the subjects that I like to do with this format is, you know, men's fashions and men's lifestyle on a reasonable budget. And these shoes cost about $52. You know, with taxes and whatnot from Amazon, altogether total, 56 bucks and some change. That's all. And compare that to the price of what you would want to pay for the Hokas or the Ons, which is, you know, I could get 2 3 pairs of these for the price of just one pair of the name brands. And basically, to me, to be honest with you, again, I never tried the Hokas before, but from what I read the reviews, a lot of people said they was pretty close to them, if not even better. So I'm convinced. I tried them on, so I think the only thing missing from these shoes is just the Hoka brand name. And that's basically, I think, what you're paying for when you really get anything, is just a name brand. You know, everybody's wearing them. It's the style, it's the trend. And so you got to go with that name. Not necessarily, you know, and again, I can get them because they look like Hokas. You know, I mean, that doesn't hurt. You know, but at the same time, though, they were very comfortable on my feet. They were very lightweight. I think they're cool looking, you know. They have like this little rocking motion to them. You know, they're very, when you step into them, you got like this kind of little bounce to them or whatnot, and they're very comfortable. And I know they may look a little bit bulky, but actually these are very lightweight shoes. And so I'm very impressed with them. In fact, I've been wearing them again at work constantly, and I've been getting a lot of compliments from my coworkers. Matter of fact, I had a couple of coworkers that stopped and asked me, where'd you get those at? They look very comfortable, are they? And I told them the rundown pretty much what I'm saying now is, yeah, they're a good deal. They're a very reasonable price. Can't beat the price, you know, and the comfort is the main thing, you know. But again, the reasonable price is really good as well. And so they one of my coworkers went ahead and he ordered him a couple of pairs of them, and he tried them on, and he was very satisfied with them. He said, "You know what? Thanks, man. I appreciate that." You know, because he was wearing Hokas, and he was telling me that, you know, they're just as good as Hokas. You know, in fact, at a very reasonable price compared to the Hokas, because he needed to give him another pair. That's how much he's worn them at work. So he's very appreciative of that. And just recently, a couple of days ago, I had somebody else, another coworker, actually stop and ask me about them, and I gave him the information, and they said they was going to go ahead and order them and give them a try. So, and again, I'm not endorsing the Amazon or the brand name or anything. Again, I'm just an honest guy, regular guy who's just an older guy who's just trying to, be budget friendly, you know, with things. And that's what I want this format to be, is, you know, men style, lifestyles, dress and hair, beards, whatnot, any type of subjects. You know, again, it's a round table, so if you have any comments, please feel free to let me know, or if you have any suggestions about some good experiences with shoes, or if you do buy these. I like to have your feedback of what you think of them. And again, you can find them online on Amazon. You know, they have different styles. These particular ones, I think, was called the Active Breeze, but they also had a few other ones, brand names of them. I think one brand was called the Floats, I believe it was, and I haven't tried those yet, but I'm very comfortable with these, and so I will be trying some other brands from their company as well. So again, if you're interested on it, just go to Amazon, you know, and Just look up Nortiv 8, Nortiv 8, and it should come up and show you. And if you're interested in ordering them. And again, if you have any comments or questions or anything, again, this is a round table. This isn't my channel, this is our channel. And I would like to, have for you to share your feedback and comments or whatnot, with me, because, that's how we learn from one another. That's how we inspire one another, is, keep growing. What I don't know, somebody else may know, and vice versa. And that's the whole reason for it, is to, just basically just help and support one another. Okay? So with that being said, have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. This is Donnie. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.